Hey there, my fellow card game designers, and welcome back to the channel. In the last video, we talked about connecting to your why, connecting to your emotional motivators as a card game designer. And in this video, we're going to talk about how can you be more creative? Where do the ideas come from for your game? And I want to start off with a question. Do you think that creativity means you must bring about something totally new, never before seen by man, that is a game changer? Or do you think that creativity is a blend of pre-existing ideas that brings about something novel, fresh, useful, and fun? I think that although the former situation is possible, the latter situation is far more likely and far more evident in our world. And if you think about the situation like that, the whole thing becomes a lot more manageable because you'll realize that you don't have to create something totally new in every aspect imaginable. You actually just need to get more influences. You need to experience more games. Let's take an example from another field for a moment. There's a famous drummer named Questlove. He's a drummer for a band called The Roots. And I remember learning years ago that he had committed himself to listening to a high number of new songs every day, like maybe 100 new songs per day. It sounded crazy to me. But after reflecting, I understood. Drumming and music was his profession. It was his craft. It was his love. It was his creative life. So he decided very wisely to build into his daily life the practice of listening to new songs that he had never heard before. So I think that creatives in all kinds of fields do a similar thing. If you want to be a great artist, you have to go to more art museums and study and learn from more art masters. If you want to be a great writer, you have to have read many more books and different genres from different master authors. And I even think as a creative, we need to understand that our creativity it doesn't only come from our specific field, but we can draw influences and inspiration from other disciplines, from other fields. So we can learn from Questlove and we can build the practice of playing other games that we haven't played before into our daily lives, into our weeks, months, and years. You might have a practice, for example, where every week or every 2 weeks you have a game night, you get together with friends and family or other gamers, and you make sure to play at least one new game that night, and then write some reflections in your game design notebook. Or maybe once or twice a week, you have a habit to have a cup of coffee or tea and watch a game review and playthrough on YouTube. There's a lot of channels where people do a 1 minute or 3 minute or 5 minute game review like almost every day or every week. So those you could tune into as quite an efficient and convenient way to learn about other games that are out there. Of course, I don't think watching a review or playthrough it's quite the same as actually playing it yourself because you don't get the real feel for it. But these two methods could be used kind of in tandem. And you build for yourself a habit, you build for yourself systems where you are regularly absorbing other games that are out there so that you have more ideas to draw from when you design your own card game. You might like the artwork in this card game. You might like some of the rule sets or the mechanics in this game. You might like the size or the shape of the cards in this game, or maybe some of the pieces, game pieces for the game. But you have a place where you bring these different aspects that you've loved together. You need a centralized location to collect some of your reflections, some of the things you liked best about these different games. And then there's going to come a time where you reflect on all these things, where you incubate the ideas, where you let them simmer. And then through that process, something novel is going to be born. Now, in my own case, I have learned through experience that this is an area that I'm weak in. This is an area that I definitely could use improving in. So throughout my teenage years, I was a teenager. I was born in '87, and I basically grew up and played a lot of card games in the late '90s and through the 2000s. The card games that I played the most were probably Pokemon and Magic, maybe Star Wars CCG. I also played little Digimon, little Yu-Gi-Oh! Played a lot of different board games. But then I got busy with university life, finding a job, moving to China, and I didn't really play many games for a long time. And then I decided to get back into game design when I saw that I could have my own website, my own shop, print-on-demand industries exploded. A lot of things had changed, and I realized, whoa, there's been an explosion in the indie card game and indie board games industry that I was totally unaware of. So if you've come up experiencing a lot of those great indie games in the past 10, 15 years, you have a leg up on me. I think you can I think you can take things to the next level now and build upon what's been happening during the past 10 or 15 years, you know. But I hope this video has helped you today. I'm going to leave it there for now. I think the creative process is a very fun one. Don't feel overwhelmed by it. Creativity, it is something that you can practice. It's not a mysterious, magical affair where you have to make something totally new out of thin air. There are some ideas that creative masters have put out there for us that we can practice and test. So there is a little bit of a science to it. I'll see you back here in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.